All right, you look at that, and you tell me you don't get nostalgia from that, man. That is badass. That is badass. All right. What's going on, guys? Talon back here, and if you know me at all, you know I really don't do episode reviews. And by the way, I am gonna say sorry for my voice right now. It is a little squeaky and a little and all that kind of stuff. But nonetheless, I want to talk about the Dragon Ball Super episode 66. We saw the return of my favorite character, and that is gonna be big spoilers if you have not even seen the thumbnail. Walk away now if you have not seen the episode. Have you walked away yet? Have you seen the episode, or do you not care about spoilers? You here? I'm gonna give you a second. Go ahead if you want to pause the video. You done? Okay. So if you're sticking around, this is all on you. You cannot blame me for spoilers or anything, okay? And let's put this in perspective right now. It's the internet. Internet spoils everything. So honestly, you should be staying off the internet if you don't want to see spoilers for this. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the return of my favorite character, Super Vegetto. I guess in this case, he calls himself Vegetto Blue. Yes, you know, exactly how it sounds essentially, okay? So, quick thoughts on the episode real quick. God, my voice is really speaking right now. Quick thoughts on the episode real quick. Overall ratings for the episode, I'm going to give it about a 7, 8-ish, give or take. Solid episode, good animation. I wasn't a big fan of always having to show the little kids and everything when they panned away from the fight. You know, I feel like Super is trying to follow the typical route that a lot of anime shows do these days, where you have the little kids staring at him going like this, going, "Ganbatte, ganbatte, Trunksu, ganbatte." And it's just like, come on, guys, this is Dragon Ball. We didn't have that stuff back in Dragon Ball Z. Why are we doing it now? You know, I know different animators, different writers, even though technically the original writer himself is overseeing this, but nonetheless, not my favorite thing to always have to see all the time. But overall, I thought it was a solid episode, though. Not the best, but definitely not the worst by any means. I enjoyed the fact that we got to see the return of, as I've said before, of Vegetto. We got to see him fight. We got to see just how powerful this beast is. And I thought it was actually kind of cool that we got to see Trunks kind of end it. You know, he finished off Zamos / Black, whatever you want to call him essentially now. He finished him off. He was basically, in the most unoriginal way, in my opinion, they basically made him a spirit bomb and then put it into the sword. I'll admit, sword was badass by all means, but yeah, in terms of the whole, oh, let's just use the energy from everybody, huh? How many times have we seen that now? Let's see. Oh, technically you had the spirit bomb from Frieza, so I'm not going to knock it against that. You had the spirit bomb against Boo, and then you had the spirit bomb in GT. Now, GT is technically not canon, but, you know, a lot of people do consider it, so yeah. That's my thoughts on it. So overall, though, I thought the episode was pretty solid, and now I want to talk more about the fusion aspect of it, so hang on just 1 second. All right, now let's cover the big topic, fusion. You got my cup of tea because my voice is squeaking on me. Do not judge, I live in Japan. Anyway, so we got some interesting answers from the fusion part of this episode. Apparently, the Potara fusion is not as permanent as everyone thinks it is. Which kind of annoys me a little bit. I'm not going to be complaining about it or anything, be like, oh my god, they ruined fusion. I want to talk about it just a little bit and just kind of get your guys' perspective and what you thought about it and everything. So let's just get straight into that. First off, if you don't know what fusion is, well, it's basically what it sounds like. It's a combination of two characters. You have both the dance and the Potara earrings. Now, the big difference between the dance and the Potara earrings is the dance requires equal power levels between the two people fusing, and it only lasts for 30 minutes unless you have a huge power-up, like in the case of Gotenks, which was Super Saiyan 3, where they could only withhold it for, I think, 5 minutes or so, because Super Saiyan 3 was new to them. I mean, heck, even Goku could barely hold Super Saiyan 3, so it made a little bit of sense. And then, if you want to count GT as canon, or even just use GT, you had Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who could fuse, and he only lasted for about 10 to 15 minutes, because Super Saiyan 4 was such a huge, you know, power-up, which I kind of call shenanigans on a little bit, and the only reason I do is because it made sense with Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Goku could barely hold Super Saiyan 3. Gotenks was new to Super Saiyan 3, so it used a lot of power, and it then cut the fusion in a quarter, basically. However, Super Saiyan 4 for both Goku and Vegeta, they could hold it for quite a while. I'm assuming we all know Vegeta could. He held it for a long time after the fusion left. So I don't see why Super Saiyan 4 fusion would cut the power in half, or cut the time in half essentially. So I've never personally liked that explanation. I know it's in the episode. You guys can be like, well, it's already in there. Well, like, that's just my personal thoughts, okay? But now we come to the Potara fusion, and the Potara fusion is, a little different. That always feels good. Anyway, the Potara fusion is supposed to be the unlimited fusion, essentially. You put the earrings on, doesn't matter what your power levels are, you fuse, you are like that for life. At least that's what we thought. Now, if you remember from Dragon Ball Z, when Vegito fought Buhan, he was kicking his ass essentially. And when Buu absorbed him so that he could go in and get the, Gohan and Piccolo and all of them out, he left his barrier down, and at that moment he diffused, and we all thought, oh, well, something within Buu's system and energy essentially messed up the Potara earrings and basically caused him to diffuse. And then, of course, Vegeta crushes the earrings. Well, no more fusions. Okay, sounds good. But that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. The old Kai from, was it Xenoverse 10 or Xenoverse 10, well, the Universe 10 or whatever, where Zamos was originally training, he says, well, you're not a Kai actually, so you can only do it for about an hour. Seriously? Really? Oh, I don't know why. That just, it irks me a little bit because, there's always been this battle against who's better, Gogeta, Vegito, and it's like, well, there have always been a little bit of ups and downs to both the fusion dance and the Potara earrings. The Potara earrings is a permanent fusion. There's no time limit. It increases power significantly, but you are stuck like that. So if you're not one to really want to share a body, well, tough luck. You're stuck like that. The fusion dance, on the other hand, with the time limit and everything and having to equalize your powers, it kind of really showed, though, that combination of two people who were really in sync. And, oh, hey, by the way, 30 minutes is up. Okay, now you don't have to share a body anymore. So it's almost like, okay, well, the Potara earrings are essentially the answer to the fusion dance. There's no need for it essentially now. So that I can see that irking a lot of people right there. Which, in my opinion, is just, it's gonna create some headaches for a lot of people. And I don't know why this even irked me more. I saw it coming a mile away when it happened, but the fact that they're fighting Zamos, Vegito is just beating the hell out of him, and he lands a really powerful punch into his face, and oh, hey, would you look at that, boom, splits apart, time up. Huh, but why? It's not been an hour yet. Well, now it's been about 5 minutes, and supposedly now, Super Saiyan Blue just uses so much power when apparently it's not supposed to, that, yeah, oh well, but now we gotta have Trunks to come in and save him. Which, I'll admit, I like that Trunks was able to come in, and we were able to see that, him finish off Zamos and everything, but it just irked me a little bit in that regard. I mean, how many times have we seen that happen now? And I don't know, it irks me to no regard when it came to the whole Vegito thing. And because with Super Saiyan Blue, if you have read the manga at all, the manga adaptation to this, I don't know what's technically coming first, the manga or the anime, but if you read the manga, it's a little different. They don't even have Kaioken times 10 Blue in the manga. When Goku fights Hit originally, he goes Super Saiyan God. Yes, he can activate his Super Saiyan God mode whenever he wants. Then he goes Blue, showing that Blue is stronger. And he even states that, oh, Vegeta could have beaten could have beaten Hit, but because he uses Blue form against this Universe 6 Saiyan, then he was, it just used up a lot of energy from him, essentially, okay? So, in that regards, I understand that Super Saiyan Blue is supposed to be this huge power-up and use a lot of energy, but the way Super has been portraying it essentially is that, oh, well, you can go Blue as much as you want. We've seen Vegeta go Super Saiyan Blue like 4 times against Black before, they fuse and everything, and it was just like, so you're throwing mixed messages here, essentially, anime. And I know the anime and the manga are going to throw mixed messages, which are fine, but overall, it still irks me a little bit. So, I don't know. I mean, I loved seeing Vegito. In terms of nostalgia and seeing it through those nostalgia goggles and everything, I loved it, and I give that part a 10 out of 10. I was geeking out like a little kid again. All with the beam sword, the final Kamehameha, the whole 9 yards. I loved it. but I don't know, the time, you know, the reason for the whole, oh, you'll defuse after an hour and everything, I still wasn't a huge fan of. And I know people are going to be like, oh, stop nitpicking and everything. Well, you know what? Some people do. So I'm sorry if that sounds what it is. Overall, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it, but yeah, it just leaves a little bit left to be desired. So, but I guess this does give me a little bit of hope though, because if this comes to Token, well, we can officially confirm it. He gets over in a flash. He gets it. All of those, you know, big power-ups and everything, ending fusions and everything, from full powered Frieza to, well, full powered Frieza wasn't a fusion, but nonetheless, Gotenks Super Saiyan 3, Gogeta, Strength, all those guys have over in a flash because it uses so much power and it will end very fast. Vegetto Super Saiyan Blue, he doesn't have it. Yeah, we're gonna have some trouble there, Bandai. So, nonetheless, you gotta put that in. So, I guess that is the one good thing that comes from this little time limit thing now with the Potara earrings. But, you know what? In my mind, the Potara earrings are always gonna be forever, because that's how Z did it. And unless Tori comes out himself and says, yes, they have a time limit, you know, I'm gonna be a little naive and just be like, you know what? Z was still eternal. Boo's system messed it up. That's what happened. So, I know, a little childish, but nonetheless, that's just my thoughts. So, anyway, guys, I want to know what you guys thought of the episode, though. What did you think of seeing Vegetto come back? Were you disappointed that we didn't get to see Gogeta? What are your thoughts on the whole fusion limitations now? Because, like I said before, this basically makes the dance non-needed. I mean, why would you not just put the earrings on over the dance? So please tell me below, because the earrings increase power more than the Potara or than the fusion dance. You don't have to be at the same power level, especially when you see Goku and Vegeta. They are complete, you know, opposites technically, and they make the fusion more complete as stated in Dragon Ball Z. And yeah, now you can defuse after an hour apparently, so why not? And you know, if they did the fusion dance, man, I'd hate to see the time cut on the fusion dance. It'd probably fuse like a minute or something like that, and boom, you're done. At least the Potara earrings can hold out for about 5 minutes, give or take. Probably in their world, you know, probably lasted for 2 minutes. So, anyway, that's going to be it for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you liked the video, and, you know, just overall, what'd you think? And subscribe if you're new. I'm not going to be doing a lot of Dragon Ball Super reviews, but with the King of the Vegetto, he is my favorite character. Always has been, always will be. I had to do something. So, and again, I excuse my voice. I probably sound really high-pitched right now, but I am super sorry. But I wanted to get this out. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching so much. Subscribe if you're new and leave a like, and I will see you in the next one.